Welcome back, everybody. It's time for our second match, and as such, it's time for our second interview.
That is right, Wolf. It's going to be Stats versus Rogue. Allow me to begin the translations.
I will allow you.
Hello, it is Stats and Rogue.
네.
잘 지냈어요?
네, 잘 지냈습니다.
How have you been?
어제였죠?
I've
엄청
been
큰
good.
기사가 떴어요.
네.
이승현 선수의 이적.
네.
네, 이승현 선수와 연습을 좀 많이
So
나눴습니다.
Life is now in
예,
KT.
연습도
So are you
많이
practicing
하고,
with Life?
그
We're
뭐냐,
practicing
제가
together.
몰랐던 이런 부분들도 많이
And he's
조언을
teaching me a lot of strategies and
그리고,
builds.
네, 병렬 선수의 이런 약점에 대해서도 많이 듣고.
그래요?
And he told me a lot of weaknesses of
김대엽 선수가
Rogue.
이병렬 선수의 약점에 대해서 완벽하게 알았다고
Telling him
하는데
Rogue secrets.
어떻게 생각하십니까?
우선 전 약점이
So how do you feel
없고요.
about that? I don't have any
저도,
weaknesses. I don't know what he's
오기
talking
전에
about.
토스 유저들을 조언을 많이 들었기 때문에 저도 자신 있어요 지금.
자신감이
네.
조성주 선수의
So my
4강
Protoss
진출이
teammates
약간 좀
taught me a
자극이
lot
됐나요?
today, so I'm really confident
아니요,
going
그건
into this.
원래 성준호가 이길 것 같아가지고 별로 신경 안 썼어요.
그렇군요.
네.
I knew that Maru was going to win,
네.
김대엽 선수가 이제
so I wasn't really worried about my
어렴풋이
teammates today.
기억을 하는 게 현재 KT 롤스터의 그 어떤 순혈 뭐 그런 것들이 있잖아요. 애초에 김대엽 선수가 이제 KT 롤스터에서부터 게이머 인생을 시작을 해서
네.
데뷔 8년 차.
So you started your pro gaming life in
슬슬
KT.
개인 리그와
Now you're in your 8th year.
있는데 굉장히 중요한 고비인 것 같습니다. 4강에 아직 올라가 본 경험이 없지 않나요?
So this
팀
tournament
대회에서?
네, 그렇죠.
is really
예전
an important tournament for you.
제가 늘 8강의 벽에
It's going to be your
부딪혀서
first time to
떨어졌었는데
advance to the semifinals.
이번이 진짜
if you win today.
기회인 것 같아요. 이번에
Every time I get knocked out in the round of 8, so it's a really good opportunity for me.
네,
So
자신감
I'll
있는
try
모습
my
좋네요.
best to
기대하도록
win
하겠습니다.
and advance to the
이병렬
semifinals.
선수도
네.
이에 질 수 없잖아요. 이병렬 선수가 지금 최근 이제 게이머 데뷔한 이후에
네.
최고의 기세를 보여주고 있는데 양대 리그
They're
저그가
doing
두
really
명밖에
well
남지 않았습니다.
recently.
이승현과 그 누구죠?
이병렬.
Only two exerts
그렇죠.
are left.
이승현과 이병렬이 있어요.
네.
근데 본인도 슬슬
It's
욕심이
you
날
and
것 같아요.
Life.
좀 라이벌이라고 평가받았던 박영호 선수가 양대 리그에서 탈락을 하고 이제 이승현 선수와 이병렬 선수밖에 남지 않았는데 이때 좀
So your
뭔가
rival
자신 좀
Dark
보여줘야
was knocked out. So it's only Life
누가
and
게임 들어가지
you.
않을까요?
저도 이번이 기회라고 생각하고.
So does that put any extra
대엽이
pressure on
형이
you?
항상 8강에서 떨어지셨기 때문에 이번에도 떨어졌으면 좋겠어요 저는.
네, 이번에도 본인을 위해서 좀 희생을 해달라.
네.
네, 뭐 양
So
선수가
Stats is always
좀 차이가 좀
saying that he
차니까
gets knocked out in the round of 8 every
이기는
time.
선수에게
So I hope that
맛있는 거
that
사주기, 뭐 이런 거 되게 잘할 것
continues
같습니다.
that
네,
trend.
여기서 인터뷰를 마치도록 하겠고요. 그럼 곧 있으면 본 경기를 통해서
Let's take a look at those highlights, guys.
이제 봤는데 이대한 기사는 들어와 있습니다. 피고 일단 돌진을 먼저 살려줍니다.
정말 색입니다. 정말 색.
물론 끼고 싸우고는 있습니다만 전반적으로 놓지 못한 데미지가 최대.
이거 당할 수밖에 없다. 지금 갈 이유가 있나요?
이거는 김준호. 김대엽 밀어붙인다. 김대엽 날립니다.
조금 더 김대엽이 침착했네요.
네, 김대엽 역전차.
김대엽. 아니에요, 공수기가. 용장으로 막아놓고 여기는 더 이상 이래주면 아니야.
이거 막히네요.
김병식. 쟤도 깨질 수 있어요. 저글링 상대하는 거 보고하는 거 보십시오. 지금 돌아갔겠지라는 생각 정말 이런 식으로 치고 올라오고 있고.
일단은 아래쪽에 있는 병력들을 역장으로 막아놓고 있습니다. 김병식. 제대로 가봤죠. 나 여기서 집 다시 한번 쉴 거야. 근데 이런 나의 집을.
그러니까요. 이런
그 집을 다시 여기서 세우고 있어요. 네이버 앞에서.
최후의 승자는 이병렬이었습니다.
It's getting a bit crowded in here, Moonlit. There's a lot of people.
Well, this is the main attraction, Wolf. I'm not surprised, man. And it is pretty cold outside, so you wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now.
No, I can't even believe they're drinking a cold Milkus on a day like this, man.
Insanity.
Put that away with a hot chocolate or something, a coffee. It is very cold. It's very windy. There's a Stats fan here. Funny sign there.
Yeah, and you know what? It was interesting in those interviews, especially from Stats, talking about Life, saying Life's new to the team. He's been showing me all the weaknesses of Rogue and all the secrets behind him, which is no doubt going to give him a little bit of an edge today, getting some fresh Zerg insight.
Yeah, definitely going to be pretty refreshing to be able to have that from Life. Life definitely somebody who's revered as basically the best player in the Zerg, the best Zerg player, the most consistent Zerg player the world's ever had in StarCraft 2.
He's been around for a long time, and he's won a lot of tournaments. Yeah, definitely the best kind of individual tournament sort of winner out of all the Zergs.
The thing about Life is he's had a few slumps, but he's never fallen out completely. He always bounces back. KT Rolster fans, they feel the victory.
Wow, I want one of them.
Me too, man.
Here is Rogue, the Zerg. And, you know, he's doing fantastically for himself. He said he had no weaknesses, no secrets, and I believe him. The one weakness he might have, actually, is his weakness to cheese. He sort of fell short a couple of times to Myungshik in recent, which is kind of a problem. It's definitely a weakness and something that maybe Stats might be banking on going into this best of 5.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that. And when you saw a little highlight of one of those games, too, I feel like Stats' play style is really similar to Myungshik's. He's all about the air, really loves Phoenix play, loves late game Tempest like we saw at Terminator yesterday. Well, in Terminator's case, it was carriers we ended up seeing, really not Tempest, but that sort of late game heavy Void Ray into air. I'm going to take the whole massive air army, air toss, if you will, and control the game with it. That's kind of how we've seen Stats dominate this matchup before.
Yeah, and here we go with these pie charts and whatnot again, Wolf. And look at this, 100% win rate against Zerg. Wow, Stats.
Well, with only 2-0, I guess it's true this time.
It's true, man. That's pretty impressive. Something you can't look away from. But he's got his PVT as his most played sort of game, and I do remember him destroying a Terran in the Challenger match. I believe, who was it? Was it Innovation? 3-2?
Was it Tasia? No, Tasia played against Terminator.
Yeah, I think it was Innovation, I believe. He kind of went the distance with him. He went for the 5 games. All of the macro games.
Yeah. I remember now, yeah. I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, Stats is that kind of person. He loves to go to the late game. He likes to play those macro games, which can be pretty dangerous, especially for Zergs, if he can get there comfortably. And it depends. Let's see where Rogue's, Swarm host play is at as well. Something you really need against Protoss in this day and age right now.
Well, notice that Rogue's got a great breakdown here for race distribution for players he's played against. I mean, he's hit them all in the 30s. That's a really good distribution there. Got a great win rate against Protoss still. I mean, 62.5 against the best players in the world is pretty awesome. And, we saw him do some great Zerg versus Zerg. He started things off with a great Zerg versus Sulky at the very beginning of this tournament, the day one of this Starleague and the Challenger. Really, really well in that matchup. But I like Rogue's chances here, but I don't really want to favor either player. I just can't do it.
No, I look at this match and I'm like, well, I have no idea who's going to win. I just simply have no idea. Stats, always kind of like this underrated sort of player that we see often, and Rogue has been proving himself time and time again in recent times. So hard to choose.
Well, let's take a look at these map bans. We have Merry-Go-Round banned for Stats and Nimbus banned for Rogue.
Yeah, this is super standard sort of bans. No surprise whatsoever from either player. Starting out with Catalina, Foxtrot, Overgrowth, Deadwing, King Sejong is the last map.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. That's my favorite map to watch this matchup on, so I'm a little bit sad.
Yeah.
There's potential we don't see it.
Well, we could see it. I wouldn't be surprised if this went the distance.
This one is definitely much more expected to go the distance than the last one we just saw. That is certain.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And it's interesting to see the Zerg to Protoss win rates. Like Catalina, 70% for the Zergs, 50% for the Foxtrot. And, yeah, I mean, 33% on King Sejong for Zerg. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Would have expected to see that.
Interesting sort of stats there.
Again, just for GSL, Starleague, and Pro League, for those stats, not for online tournaments and LAN events. Well, the first map usually sets the pace. Map stats are saying this is a good map for Zerg right now. But I think it's a good map for Stats style. The map is loading right now. This match could go either way. Both of these players very equal in skill level. Let's find out who is going to the semis. In the bottom right in red for KT Rolster, it's Stats. Team that just got a lot stronger with the recent edition of Life.
Oh, yeah. And here in the top right, we do have Rogue. And I mean, Stats, when you look at his recent match history, he beat Life and Beyond in Pro League. He defeated Hero and Classic in Starleague. He is taken down a lot of big names in recent times.
Yeah.
But he's still someone that we look at and we're like, well, he hasn't been a champion yet. You know, he hasn't gone the distance. He's getting knocked out consistently in the round of 8. Maybe this will be the tournament where he can break through.
It could be. It absolutely could be. Well, we do see a pylon in the main here for stats.
Yeah. Next to the ramp, so it looks like he's going to go for that kind of gateway cybercore block.
Yep.
Good against any sort of early lings.
There's the gate. Yeah, play XP person drawing a little zealot there. I didn't read anything about it. I was just too enthralled with the zealot.
Well, this is kind of interesting from Rogue as well, going for that 14-14 opening. So he wants those fast speedlings on the map.
Rogue loves his early pools, man, especially in ZVZ, but in this matchup as well.
Yeah.
Let's throw it out from time to time. Quick speed. And this is going to make, you know, the mid game a little bit uncomfortable for stats.
Yeah, it's going to make taking that Nexus in the low ground a little bit harder. It's probably a good thing that he did block off the top of the ramp, and no doubt something he might have researched going into this. He's like, okay, he likes to go early lings. He likes to get speed early on. Let's just block that off. Make sure no rump buys can happen. He gets an early scout as well, so he knows exactly what's up.
Yep. So we'll be able to react accordingly. Still goes Gate Nexus Core. Not going to be rushing that core out or anything like that. Getting an early Zealot doesn't need anything like that. It's not that crazy of an early pool.
No.
Leaving one drone in gas.
Yeah, that's interesting. Leaving a drone in gas like this. I wonder if there is a follow-up to this. Because, I mean...
Like maybe a Roach follow-up?
Maybe? Because he has 14 drones on minerals right now, so you'd normally want, after gases like this early, you'd want all the drones on minerals. So one drone in gas, possible, very possible sort of follow-up here.
We see if we're going to try to wall the low ground here. Core's on that secondary wall. Not a bad choice. If he can get that up, it's going to give him a lot more flexibility. His natural will be secured. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
There's the hatch. He's going to use that probe and the Zealot to finish this wall off, but he's going to need that pylon as well. There it is.
Oh, pylon is exposed, which is the next problem, but Zealot can poke.
Yeah, he should be okay. The annoyance here being that he doesn't have a second Zealot queued. So he's going to lose a lot of hit points here. Shields are already gone.
Yeah, he's going to be... I think he could actually kill this pylon.
Yeah.
So, unless the mothership comes out in time.
He's going to have to wall that with a gate.
Yeah, that's a bit of a nuisance.
In fact, he might even be able to sneak through there. He's going to have to use a pylon as well.
Oh, wow.
This is painful here. Speed's done now, so if he makes one wrong step, his lings are going in the main.
Yeah, a couple more lings being made before he starts running up again. Still only one drone on gas, but he is up to 100 gas. Could go for a lair, could go for something else. Or he could just be banking slowly as he transitions to 2 base.
Yeah. Well, Mothership Core is going to ward those lings away. Pretty good scout. Make sure there's no like morphing banelings or anything crazy over there.
Yeah, I really like this early forge as well. Means he can get an early +1, which is no doubt going to be fantastic against early speedlings.
Yep.
Gives him like the ability to move out in the map, maybe take a 3rd base. A little bit delayed though.
Good Overlord Scout here. He's going to check that +1, as well as the gas timings at the natural. So coming in there right now, taking a peek. Stargate, very stats-esque. Does get dropped in the main, and an Overlord is going to check that. Should be able to see it without any big problems. It's not going the right way, but I think he's just going to see the edge of it.
Yeah, I think he's going to see it. Oh, he turns around. Okay, maybe not.
Just barely going to see it, I think. Yep.
Ah, from the bottom. Yeah, just turns around, sees what he needed to see. Obviously, no any error in the proto space whatsoever just yet. And get away.
3rd hatch on the way now. So now Rogue has all the information to build the tools he needs to defend, you know, any of this harassment that may be coming his way. Could be an Oracle. Just go over there, get a little bit of harassment, help defend a pretty free 3rd base. But it's going to be Phoenixes instead.
Yeah, I mean, because it got scouted like that, he probably doesn't want to go Oracle because Oracle still can be very useful, but still, like, spores are going to be up in time. So it's hard to find enough damage to justify going them. Whereas Phoenix is going to pick off sort of every Overlord on the map, potentially more Overlords in the Zerg base, as well as drones, once you have kind of enough Phoenix to ignore the Spore Crawlers. Yeah, it's a great way to take map control, get all the scouting you need, defend effectively against anything that comes your way. but more importantly against sort of roaches that come out. Obviously, oracles aren't that good against roaches if they come anytime soon.
No. Nope. Those spores do get made. I'm going to cost them 2 overlords. Very standard, everything we're seeing here. Nothing out of the ordinary just yet.
Ooh, except for those 5 gates, Wolf. Except for the 5 gates.
Except for those 5 gates.
Those things could be a little bit of a problem here, and let's see exactly what we're going to see stats warp in. A couple of extra sentries so far. What if he's going to go for like the zealot sort of sentry composition?
Yeah, well, it looks like it, but the Hydra Den comes down. He didn't scout those gates, did he?
No, I don't think he did.
It's just a blind Hydra Den?
Well, I mean, Hydra Den's kind of like the next step, right? If you see Stargate on the map and you're not going for Roachling, you'd have to get either Roachling or sort of like Hydraling.
Well, this Spore is just uprooted. I don't know what else to say. I mean, he's going to lose that queen.
That's a nightmare right there.
I think he just thought he clicked it, but he didn't.
Oh, man, that's frustrating. And this could be a horrible follow-up. Obviously, everything on the map has been cleared out. There are some lings that might actually run into the gateway units. He'll have a kind of an idea it's on the way, but will he have enough stuff out in time to deal with it is the next question. 4 Hydras on the way.
Yeah, but if they pop out in weird places where those Phoenixes are, he could pick them off really easily.
That is so true. And Phoenix are fantastic at killing Hydras quickly.
He's saving energy, too. He's not trying to kill drones. He's not trying to check for any more queens. Okay.
Oh, he lifted up an egg, and here come the Hydras.
Yep, and he's got a queen up in the air. This is not what he wants to have in the air right now. He's actually losing a lot of Phoenix health. Okay, finally starts to pick those Hydras off. Could have been much better here. Let's see how he decides to use his force fields. Just going to go to the top of the ramp before without those lings, it looks like. Time Warp goes down on the Hydras.
I mean, Guardian Shield going to help out a lot. Plus all these warp in 6 Stalkers with this army. There's simply not enough of Rogue's army to deal with it.
Nope. And that Time Warp we saw on those Hydras was great as well to help zone those out. This is going to get worse and worse before it gets better, Moonglade. It needs more Hydras.
It's never getting better, Wolf. I think it's almost over, especially where this army is going to get force-fielded horribly.
Yep, that's nasty. 2 Hydras and they're about to die.
Yuck. Yeah, this is
pretty much game over.
Yeah, essentially, man. Really nice use of Guardian Shield, making sure he always has one up against these Hydras. The most important thing ever. You see Hydras attack very fast, but do kind of low damage.
GG.
GG is cold.
The other thing is he finally got those Hydras out, but he didn't have any buffer for them at that point. He lost it all already.
Yeah, he really needed to have Roaches out for this kind of thing, or go for very quickly Hydras. Stats looking like he's a bit surprised he won. He's like, woo, can't believe I won that, man.
Yeah, can't believe that happened.
And a bit of a rocky start for Rogue.
Yeah, definitely a rough loss to take there. Just didn't expect it, didn't scout, didn't see it coming. That's Phoenix is for you. Going to clean up Overlords.
It's the name of the game against Protoss. If you don't see it coming, you're probably going to die. If you see it coming, you're probably going to win. You know, it's a kind of a toss-up. It's all about trying to get that information, but obviously if you're going for a Phoenix tech like that, you can deny just about all information that comes your way.
Well, there's like, for Protoss, any given time any time in the meta, about 10 different all-ins that could kill you. That if you don't know they're coming, if you try to play safe, then you're not being as greedy as you'd ideally like to be as a Zerg. You're not going to have the economy that you want. But if you play too greedy, then you die. So
you just die.
You just die. It's the end. It's over. The tightrope you're playing always in this matchup as a Zerg.
Yeah, kind of the mindset for Rogue in that game was, okay, he's going to go for Phoenix into Colossi and a delayed